Have you ever tried to tell your best friend or someone you knew that returning to their ex-partner for the 5th time is not a great idea and they did it anyway? And you had a headache because you knew they would be returning with the same story full of tears all over again, and you love them, so you would like to see them happy. And you could not let it go, thinking you have to do something about it. Either you had a tendency to save people, or if not, the problem would still occupy your mind. And you know what? I'm curious, what did you do in such situations? Don't hesitate to leave your approach in the comments down below, and let's inspire each other how to free ourselves first from this urge of having everything figured out, even for others. I've been a witness to similar stories most of my life until I broke the pattern. And you know when things start to shift. When you change, not when others change. You can inspire people that they can live in a different way. You can provide them with another perspective, and you can do it even without saying a word. Your embodiment of your true self is what inspires others. And that's why I'm filming this video. To inspire you how to navigate such situations in relationships, but I have to firstly remind you, you do you. You be who you want to be, the most truthful version of yourself, and that will inspire everybody else to start their own evolution or revolution. Also, unless we are all living on this aligned path of truth, we are still humans and a little hypocrite sometimes. So let's keep that in mind and let's stop judging each other. Additionally, this is not a therapeutic advice, but a practical approach how to release yourself from someone else's story. How to reconnect with yourself when you feel like you're losing yourself in someone else's story. And welcome to the Pep Talks from the Soul, a space I created to encourage you to live your highest truth. Please don't forget to subscribe. And with that being said, let's get back to the topic. And I'll start by saying it will always be about you. It will be about you discovering your trigger. Why is this story or topic triggering you so much? Whether it's someone else's relationship, financial situation, unfortunate life event, why is it triggering you so much? Whatever it is, why do you want to control the outcome of the situation? And you will say, because I love the person, and I acknowledged it. It's wonderful that you care deeply for others. But even if it's your child, your mother, the love of your life, you cannot change them. And the point why they are still going back to the same situation all over again is within them. They are the only one who can start their transformation process, but most importantly, they must have the capacity for change. And I'm saying it now, right in the beginning, before we get to the ways of how we can support each other, because it is so important. We cannot force people to change if they don't have the capacity for it. You can make peace with the fact that not everyone is able to change, and not everyone is able to change within the same time frame as you, within the same speed. If that's the case, you will need to move on. And I don't mean physically, but it means that you need to move on from your own story about the situation. You can still love and trust the person. Maybe the change will come for them in years, in months. Maybe they will gain the capacity through some life event that you cannot control or influence. Maybe, but it's better to make peace with the fact that people are showing you who they are all of the time, always. So before we fall into the depression or despair, what can we practically do? And my first point is how can we support each other in our growth? And the next ones are how we can grow within ourselves first. So if that's happening to you repeatedly, your best friend or someone else is coming to you talking about the same unfortunate, sad situation they have, what can you do? You can always lovingly encourage them to explore themselves or the situation more. Offer them another perspective, but let go of the egoistic idea that they will actually take something from it. Like myself, I don't know what you will take from this video. I can only hope with pure intention that you will resonate with some of it, that it will inspire you, and add to your life, but if not, I cannot feel sad about it. That would mean my ego is acting out. Take some time to reflect. When have you finally made change in your own life? Was it when you heard something for the first time? Maybe they will need to hear the same advice 50 times. And maybe they cannot hear it from you because the way you operate in your life is unimaginable for them. They cannot relate to you even if they are in your closest circle. Very legit. We are all living our own experience on this earth, and it has so many nuances, so many variations, that we just cannot be mad if people cannot see our world with our eyes. Maybe they will need to hear it from someone else. But you can always lovingly encourage them to see the other side of their story. Only to broaden their horizons. Only for the goal of them waking up one day thinking, oh wow, I had this thought and I think I heard it somewhere and I should apply it to my life. The next step that I will recommend, and wait until you hear it all, is disengage from the story, or at least disengage from the old versions of yourself reacting to the story in the same way all over again. Disengage from your own compulsive response to it. Notice what you do. Notice how you react and try to release it. And I say release because it's usually manifesting as a feeling in your body. Be it anger, anxiety, stress, pity, sadness, rage, whatever it is, regulate yourself first and then choose to react or respond again. Once you regulate naturally, your response will change. And if it doesn't come naturally, and this is my third point today, do it consciously and choose a different response. What I started to do in those situations where my dear friends were coming at me with the same story all over again, I turned inwards and I reminded myself that I'm not perfect, that I was also stuck at some points in my life. And so how can I help them now, commenting the same all over again? Holding them in their victimhood? I chose very carefully different responses that were not comments. Not stating things like, oh no, this is so bad. Oh no, this is impossible. Oh no, how come is this happening to you again? I didn't get to the lower vibration where they were for that little while. Instead, I kept silent for most of the time and I imagined the love I have for them. I instantly started to smile and then I asked them in a very loving way, so why do you think this is happening to you again? Or how do you feel about it? And I know this sounds as the most basic, stupid, therapeutic question. But what I was trying was to turn their attention back to them. Because if you are discussing any topic that's the problem, you will focus on the problem that is outside of you. And as you already know by watching my pep talks, you have to look within. The problem is rarely outside of you. It is usually on the inside. It is in your approach, it is in your perspective, it is in your mindset, maybe it is in your ways how your body operates. So that would be my third recommendation for you after lovingly encouraging someone and disengaging from your own response. Inspire them to look within. Sometimes you will come to a dead end when you cannot discuss the topic anymore. And you've decided to give them the grace to show up as they are. And that's where I believe that in any relationship you can prioritize connection over communication. Just imagine that I would try to train my dog only by scolding her. That would not work, right? And we as human beings, we are also having this whole body of ours. We cannot connect only through language. And thanks to our consciousness, we have so many options. We have so many love languages, right? There's like 5 of them, but maybe you'll find more. Don't limit yourself with number 5. So if the person is truly important to you, and again, you can investigate within yourself, why is that? Maybe you are just scared or you fear losing them, and maybe that's not the perfect way to live, so you can again reflect on that. But if you truly, truly love them, you truly admire them, find other ways to connect with them at a level they are capable to walk alongside you. And this can be anything, right? Maybe you like the same kind of activities. Maybe you just like to sit and watch the sunset together. Maybe you like to go for a coffee. Maybe you have 1,000 other topics that you have to discuss the next time you meet. Find the ways you want to connect with that person if they matter to you. Don't forget that it is not solely your responsibility to maintain a connection within a relationship, but if you want, you can always do it. And again, be your truest self. If the subject they want to talk about is bothering you so much, raise your boundaries. Boundaries are not walls. Keep the connection. Show by the way you live that it can be done differently, that all of us can live our lives full of authenticity. Be the way shower. Let me know what you would add to this pep talk in the comments down below, and until next time, stay safe and spread love.